Hey, Dan Meyer here, and today we're going to talk about how you can let YouTube analytics drive your strategy. I'm going to give you 9 tips based on data that you can use to have a much more influential YouTube channel, and therefore, if you're sharing your YouTube across social media, much more social media savvy experience as well. So YouTube analytics, right? So what is that all about? So YouTube has a free analytics tool set that you can access if you have a page set up on YouTube. And when you go and look at the analytics stuff, you're going to find a wealth of information that you should be aware of to help you drive your decision making when it comes to what you record, how you record it, where you go to share it, what kind of feedback you're getting, who's watching it. You can answer just about any question you could think of based on the data in your analytics. And if you're using YouTube as a primary way to promote yourself, like I do, right? The YouTube channel is the centerpiece of my marketing strategy for Sonic VA. The videos I record are then repurposed and shared across social media to help get me opportunities to speak on virtual stages, that help me attract more employees to be my virtual assistant, and of course help me attract more clients by sharing what we can do for businesses and the virtues of having a virtual assistant. That's all based on this technology that's rolled into YouTube and free, the analytics suite, right? And probably if you're like the average person, you never even look at it. So if you're not a number person, if you don't like crunching numbers, if you don't like looking at charts and graphs and things, and it just doesn't make sense to you, you can hire a VA to do that for you, right? We have virtual assistants that we train, especially I do because it's my background working in data and technology, to train people to make sure that you're making decisions based on the data, right? So that's what I want to focus on today, is talk about these 9 tips that will help you be more successful using your YouTube based on the strategy. So things like understanding, watch time, how long people watch your videos for, understanding the geography and the dates that people are watching, like the time of day, the location they're in. It helps you understand your audience. You also can look at retaining your audience. How many of them watch your entire video? You can understand the demographics behind them, their age, their gender, and so forth. You can look at traffic sources, where people are coming to and going from your YouTube channel. You can look at subscriber behavior. You can look at things like and dislikes. You can look at seeing who's sharing your stuff across social media. This is all powerful things that you should understand. So even if you don't want to crunch these numbers for yourself, somebody in your business should be crunching them. For example, I'm a numbers guy. I love playing around with data. I'm a nerd by nature. That's what I'm all about. And I do look at my YouTube analytics occasionally, but I don't manage it myself. I'm too busy doing other things. So the person who manages my YouTube, who's the one that takes the raw video, what you're looking at right now, started as me just talking. All the intro music and the outro music and the images you're seeing that come across the screen as I'm talking, that's all done by one of my virtual assistants. They also manage the channel. They upload the video. They also push it out and share it across social media. And they look at the analytics. They let me know. They give me kind of like a summary of what's working and what's not working. One thing I know I do poorly, but I keep doing, is going too long, right? For my audience, 15 minutes is about as long as I will make a video. It gets longer than 15 minutes, it's just not in my area of expertise. Now, if you want to do something that you're trying to attract a certain demographic, a certain age range, you want to understand the data behind it. I'll give you an example. Say that you're marketing mostly to people that are under 30. 15 minutes is a lifetime for them. You don't want to have a 15-minute long video, no matter how important it is. If you're trying to explain something, trying to motivate somebody, trying to help them do a mind shift, you're trying to get people to buy a product, you're trying to help them understand why they need to do business with you, and if they're under 30 and you're doing 15 minutes, forget it, right? It's not going to work. Got to keep it simple. TikTok is what is in demand right now. We're talking 30 seconds. Even things on YouTube that run more than 4 or 5 minutes are probably too long for most audiences. However, if you're looking for an audience where you want to deliver some content to potential users and they are someone who will sit and listen to you talk for 15 minutes, then you can get away with it. All right, so that being said, let's dive into these 9 tips. Tip number 1, Overview tab. Look at this every day. This is the one tab I do look at a regular basis, right? I just want to see what's trending. Are my views up? Are my engagement up? Are my subscribers up? I want to always, be going up slightly, if not a little bit. I'm not out there to have 1 million followers. I've got 600 plus subscribers as we talk about this today, and I'm pretty happy with that. I launched this channel back in February, so in a little over 6 months, I got 600 subscribers, and averaging 100 new ones a month. And most importantly, I'm looking for subscribers who want to watch my content. content. I'm not just looking for, numbers. I don't want to just, measure myself based on subscribers, but on what they're doing. So when I see a lot of green upward momentum, even if it's not great, but casual, I'm fine with that. So overview tab gives you a sense of are you on the right path. Then you want to look at the most important metric, I think, on YouTube, which is watch time. How long are they sticking along for? I know a lot of people drop off my videos quickly because they're fairly long, but I don't want everyone to watch every one of my videos. I want the people who are going to stay to the end. I figure if I have 10 people watch my video and I can have 2 stay to the end that I'm able to, help hire a VA or a VA find a job, that's my goal, right? So I'm happy with that. If I, had everyone that watched my video want to use my services, it wouldn't necessarily be a good thing. It'd blow things up to the point where it'd be too big for me to want to manage. That's not what I'm trying to create with my channel. So you just want to make sure that you're getting a significant number of people watching it as long as you want them to watch it. And watch time is the key metric for that. You want to make sure you're not boring people and they're not bailing on you in the first minute of every video you make. The next thing I think is really cool is looking at date and geography, right? I love to know when people are watching my videos. Now, I have 2 very different audiences that live on 2 parts of the planet, right? Most of my employees work in the Philippines. Most of my clients are in the US. So I need to kind of see both and see, what time they're watching so I can make sure we're dropping stuff at an optimal time for them. Now, we live in an age where you don't have to actually have people watch things as soon as you drop it. People will watch it when they want to consume it, but you want to have a sense of you want something fresh out there when they're surfing for new stuff, right? So if most of your clients, for example, live in the Eastern Standard Time, and a lot of people are going to watch YouTube at the end of the day, either at the end after lunch and they're trying to kill time at work, or maybe they watch it before they go to bed. You want to drop your video content or make it out there fresh around those times. That's the thing you look at when you look at the views tab to give you things like date and geography. The next is audience retention, right? You really want to make sure that you're retaining the audience, right? Your top videos, which are the ones that really are attracting attention? My best video by far was Trello versus Asana. 2 project management tools that people have a lot of questions about, both as VAs trying to figure out what skills they should learn, and as clients trying to figure out which tools they should have their VAs work with them on to manage the projects in their business. I found that most of my best videos are when I do these kind of comparisons of tools. I don't do a lot of them, but I know that when I do them, they're going to be successful. So I pick and choose, when to put those out there. But knowing what your audience likes and sticking with that. There are videos that don't get a lot of views, and if I see a pattern, a couple videos that have similar topics and aren't getting views, I just don't do the videos again, right? So understanding that through the audience retention. I mentioned demographics. It's something really cool. Look at the report for demographics, right? It allows you to understand your influence. If your target market is a certain demographic that lives in a certain geographic location, you want to make sure you're hitting that, right? So if you're trying to market to 50-year-old plus women who are pretty much soccer moms or grandmothers, and yet most of your audience is guys under 50, then you're misfiring, right? You want to make sure you understand the demographics. You want to make sure that the people watching your videos are the ones that you're going to do business with. Maybe you'll find new opportunities to explore. Maybe there's people watching your stuff you didn't know they were. That's good to know as well. But for the most part, you want to be hitting your mark, and the demographic report can help you do that. The next one I look at is traffic sources, right? Like a hawk, I look at this one because I want to know people how they're coming to me, right? I'm always curious how many of them come to me off of YouTube itself versus off of Facebook versus off of LinkedIn. I share across those 3 platforms. I get most of my views on a regular basis from YouTube itself, but I get a fair amount that come from different sources. I also get things that come through both my channels and the subscriber page, right? So again, you want to kind of figure out how people are stumbling across you and what's driving that. So you amplify that. So you use what works. The more you understand about how people are coming to you, how long they're sticking with you, what they're consuming, what they're liking, the more you're going to be able to create a more happy audience, right? It all makes sense, but you wouldn't know that for sure. You could guess, but you wouldn't know for sure if you're not paying attention to these analytics data points. And that's what you should have either yourself or more likely a VA do on a regular basis to make sure you're staying around, right? Subscribers is key, right? It's not always the highest importance for most of us. I don't think a lot of people in my space that are doing coaching and training and public speaking and are authors are looking to have thousands and thousands of subscribers, registered subscribers. We want, the quality versus the quantity. So you want to make sure your subscriber base is growing, right? And what are you doing to grow that? One of my secrets is that I have a VA that actually goes out there and looks for subscribers, right? But we don't just randomly say sign up from here at my site. We join certain Facebook groups, very specific, very targeted in the groups that we look for on LinkedIn and Facebook to join, where we share my content, where it's likely going to have people that are going to want to buy my service, right? So we don't do a mass market approach. We do a very focused approach, right? We segment down what we want. So when we get subscribers, they tend to stick. I don't have a lot of people that subscribe and then bail. And my subscriber growth is pretty consistent, right? Because I have somebody that's working on this as part of their job function. They're not looking for subscribers every day, but they are doing something to drive subscribers to us, which is posting in Facebook and LinkedIn groups. You should pay attention to likes and dislikes. This is a funny one. Like this one person had, 1.5 billion likes. Views, but 7 million dislikes. Yeah, that's crazy. And I couldn't imagine ever having that much traffic, but you want to pay attention to that kind of stuff, right? You have 30 million views and only 22 million unlikes. That's not bad. Or dislikes. So you want to pay attention to what's working. People don't give you a lot of feedback. You're not going to get a lot of comments, even if you're a rock star. If you're a YouTube star who's just nailing it every time, you still don't get a lot of comments, a lot of engagement. The biggest brands, the biggest names out there in whatever space you're in, look at what they're doing and how many likes and dislikes they get. You're probably going to be like, I'm surprised they're not getting as much as I thought. People will view your stuff, but very rarely will they leave feedback, and will they even like stuff. I don't know why, but it's unlike Facebook where you're just trained to like stuff. On YouTube, people don't as much. So don't pay too much attention to it unless you see a lot of dislikes, and then just basically, learn not to do that again. That's kind of my rule of thumb for there. So the last one I want to talk about is social shares. And this is actually using a screenshot from HubSpot, not from YouTube, because social shares is something that you want to see across different social media sites. And if you use something like HubSpot, you're able to aggregate your social media into multiple sites, can come into one view and you can look at things. But you want to understand interactions, right? You want to see what people are sharing, what percentage are liking and disliking and commenting, just to understand behavior, right? Because again, the whole point of looking at YouTube analytics is to make sure that what you're doing is working. What you're doing that's not working, you stop doing or you fix. And you understand that and you keep mining that data to help you make more educated decisions. That's really what I use analytics for when it comes to YouTube. That's something that you can have one of my VAs do for you. We do a lot of things. Analytics is just a piece of it. We can do, manage your accounts. We can help you get media bookings. We can help you manage your social media. We can design content for you, make graphic designs. We can do email marketing. We can run email campaigns. We can do data entry for you. We can help you with your CRM. Anything that you can have done from a computer that you don't want to do yourself, one of my team can do for you. So YouTube analytics is a piece of it, but if you are using YouTube as a primary piece of your business and you're not either looking at analytics on a daily basis or having somebody else look at it on a daily basis and giving you a weekly report, you're missing out. So that's my talk for today. I hope it helped. I want to thank you for your time. I encourage you to, if you have YouTube, to look at the analytics tab, make some sense of it. And if you can't make sense of it, but you think it's important, reach out to us at sonicva.com. Drop us a comment below. Tell us that you want help managing your YouTube channel to really, really get better at getting quality subscribers, getting your engagement up, and making sure that your business is where you want it to be. Thanks for your time. Now, I encourage you all to go out there and watch some great videos.